Hey, it's Evelyn from Class with Prof. Eve. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, this video is a political one, so you can click off now if you're not interested in that kind of content. See you later or not. But there's no way that I couldn't make a longer form video about what's currently going on in the world, but particularly what's being carried out by the US government, because I live in the US and I have my entire life. And ever since, I started to develop a consciousness around my life experience, my identity, external forces, and really becoming a sociologist, it was pretty disturbing to, come to the realization that I live in a country with a government that has and always has been genocidal, reckless, selfish, egotistical, careless. The list goes on and on. And we're really seeing that play out pretty much every week now. It's not just Donald Trump's presidency. This was happening before Donald Trump. Every president before him has done very similar things, carried out regime changes in different parts of the world, bombed various parts of the world, exploited people in other parts of the world, allowed that to happen, set up policies to allow that to happen. Nearly every single president has been a part of that schema, whether they were Republican or Democrat. So there's really no difference in how Republican or Democratic presidents operate in this country. So what's currently going on, and this isn't new, there's been tensions and aggressions toward Iran for months now, years. This is not new. But now we see an active bombing campaign going on, and Iran is responding. And this is being carried out by the US and Israel predominantly. And currently it's Iran, responding in self-defense. But this could very easily carry over into other countries in the region supporting Iran. So who knows how far this is going to go and how many lives are going to be lost when this is all over. This phase is all over, because there's always a new phase. The US government is very concerned about countries obtaining power and sovereignty and autonomy in ways that are different from the way that the US operates, whether it's countries that have socialist governments like Cuba or Vietnam, or whether it's countries that have a government that follows a particular religion like Islam, Iran, for example. There's a real issue that the US government has always had with people that are not white, that are not Christian, that want to just live their lives in a different way and organize their societies in a different way. Everyone should be able to do that in their respective places. We have sovereign countries, which means these are independent countries that develop their own laws and policies and should be able to operate them freely in their countries. And not to say that there's no place for intervention or calling out wrongdoings or things like that, but when has the US been held responsible for its wrongdoings within this country or abroad? I'm still waiting for that to happen. International law that was agreed upon by all of the countries in the, oh my goodness, United, I can't even think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me in a second. The collective of countries. It's a useless grouping. There's the 5 countries that are in the Security Council, and the U.S. always vetoes anything that would be progressive or good for the world. United Nations. There we go. So we have, international laws set up by the United Nations. All these countries agreed to it that are a part of the United Nations, including the U.S. Obviously. International law doesn't mean anything nowadays. I don't know if it ever has, but it certainly doesn't nowadays. International laws are broken pretty much every week in the U.S. now. So, that's just the truth. And it's obvious today. Anyone that denies this is just lying to themselves, and they're just lying, period. Like, you can see it. This isn't AI. This isn't fiction. This isn't hyperbole. You can see it. We have the internet. You can hear from people around the world now. You can connect and talk to people directly from around the world now. It is right here at our footsteps and in our faces. So I was saying in my short the other day that every issue, everything that is carried out in a society or in the world has a context, has a historical context, has a social context, a geopolitical context. And it's our job as adults and people living in the world to do our research and understand what that context is as far as the relationship between different countries, the history of governmental practices and policies and agreements across different nations in the world. Again, all these things are very easy to find online, broken down in a language that is very accessible. You don't need to get a degree to figure this out. So there's no excuse for being ignorant, and there's no excuse for lying about what's actually happening. That's a choice. So if you are sick and tired, you're stressed, you don't know what to do, I just don't know what to do. And I get that. Like my cup has been full on this issue for a very long time. But the very least we can do is hate it in our hearts. If we don't directly engage, join an organization fighting for justice, or start an organization, or join a movement, go to a protest, sign up, send a bill, confront a congressman, millions of things we could be doing. If you're not going to directly engage, at least pray for innocent people around the world. At least pray for justice. Hate injustice in your heart. Know what's going on. Be informed. Don't just be a robot, an ignorant robot, going through your day-to-day life, letting things happen to you. We are special, incredible human beings, people in the world, every single one of us. You may not have some fancy title, or have a lot of money, or a lot of power even. But that doesn't make you less of a person. You are entitled to dignity because you're a human being. We all deserve a good life, a good quality life. We all deserve peace. We deserve that as human beings, not because we're American or Palestinian or Iranian. Because we're human beings, everyone should have that. And no one has the right to take that away unfairly and unjustly from other people. We have a rogue government in the US right now. Rogue, uncontrollable, doing whatever the hell they want to do. And no one will intervene and stop it. We're in the position that we're in the United States, which is, I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. We're in this position because we haven't done anything for so long. We haven't done enough. We haven't been consistent in our opposition. We haven't connected enough with each other. There's too much ego and selfishness and isolation that prevents us from coming together as a mass of 300 million people, far more than the people that are in our government. Are you happy with Americans, people living in the US, however you identify living in the US. Are you happy with the state of things? Are you happy with the state of healthcare and education and services, quality of life? I think 99% of people would say no. Billions of dollars in tax money. Our precious incomes are being taxed for wars, to kill children, to bomb schools and hospitals. That's sick. While we can't even get a decent living wage in the US, difficult to find affordable housing for people. Homelessness is a crisis. It's beyond a crisis. It's an epidemic in the US. We can't house everyone in this country, in the richest country in the world. We can't even house everyone, to the point where homelessness is a crisis in the US. How does that make sense to anyone? How is that okay to anyone? If we want a different world and a better world, we're going to have to do something about it collectively. I don't have all the answers of what exactly that looks like. But one thing that I do know is that we have to be informed and educated about what's going on, and not just from the perspective of the US. We need to have a wide-ranging perspective. Listen to the leaders in other countries, what they're saying about things as well. To the general citizens of other countries, how they're experiencing life, what their response is to these things. And do whatever you can do as far as direct engagement. I've been in organizations fighting for justice. And they were riddled with all sorts of issues, personality issues that corrupted the entire organization and really undermined the work and the mission of those organizations. But I will find some way to continue being engaged. And I will speak on things on my platforms like this one. We all need to take care of ourselves, get rest, and try to find some joy and peace every day in your life, whether it's just petting, your dog or cat, or just going for a walk in nature. There's so many things to appreciate, even in the midst of complete chaos. And I take a lot of time to take care of myself. I value my peace more than almost anything in this world. But I'm never going to stop praying for the people that are enduring the worst of what's happening, the worst of U.S. governmental actions. I'm never going to stop hating that in my heart. And there will be moments that I directly engage. So I'm going to conclude this video by just saying, this isn't the kind of world that we have to live in. But collectively, there's 8 billion people in the world? There's more general everyday people than there are people in government or in the military. We can change our societies and we can change our world. Things haven't always been exactly like this. Not that they've been great, especially in the US. But we can change these things. This is not fixed or finite. And the only way that it continues is if we allow it to continue. I can't change it on my own. One organization can't change it on their own. One president can't change it. It takes mass action and mass movement and revolutionary change in structures to bring that about. But that's happened throughout history many, many times. All empires throughout history have eventually fallen. So thank you for watching. I hope that you found some value or inspiration or something, hope, in this video. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.